This is the Intercontinental Broadcasting Corporation. Sa bagong Pilipinas.
Good evening. This is 13 News.
Let's get into the headlines right now. President Marcos Jr. heads to Canada to sign deals on trade and energy.
President Marcos assures there is no selective justice amid the INC Assembly.
The Senate begins its probe on the Tacloban school shooting incident.
A new national museum officially opens in Baler, Aurora.
And Alex Ayala is set to face Australian Maya Joint in the second round of Wimbledon.
All these and more here on 13 News.
It's great to have you here tonight. Moments ago, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. departed from the country for a 4-day official visit to Canada. The president said the trip aims to strengthen cooperation with Canada in defense and security, energy and diplomatic relations, and tourism, among others.
He is also set to meet with members of the Filipino community in Vancouver during his visit. IBC News correspondent Harley Valbuena reports live from the Villamor Air Base. Harley?
William, Angela, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and the Philippine delegation is now on their way to Canada for a 4-day official visit. In his departure speech, the president assured that he will push for deepening cooperation between the Philippines and Canada in various sectors, such as defense and security, energy, people-to-people ties, and tourism. He is also set to meet with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Joseph Carney, who invited him to visit the North American country. The president also expects Canada's stronger support to the Philippines in asserting its rights over the West Philippine Sea.
Canada's consistent support, both bilaterally and multilaterally, reflects our shared interest in upholding a rules-based international order, including the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, and the 2016 Arbitral Award.
President Marcos Jr. will also face Canadian business leaders in a chance to acquire more investments for the country. He is also set to meet with the Filipino community in Vancouver. In a chance interview before boarding the plane, the president said he is confident that the religious group Iglesia ni Cristo will not create chaos in their gathering at EDSA.
Sa buong kasaysayan, ang iglesia, pag nag-rally, kahit napakarami, hindi sila nanggugulo. And that for me was the main concern that somebody might get hurt. Ang problema lang namin is that merong informasyon na siyempre merong mga mag-infiltrate, mag-agitate. Yun ang inaalala namin.
The president also denies allegations that the government is implementing selective justice. Before departing for Canada, the president attended the 79th anniversary of the Philippine Air Force, renewing his directive to the Filipino airmen.
In line with this, I also reiterate my directive to the Philippine Air Force to ensure the airworthiness of all its aircraft and to uphold rigorously safety protocols in mission and training activities. Our aircraft carry the women and men who serve our nation. Their safety must always remain paramount.
William, Angela, while the president is on his trip to Canada, Executive Secretary Ralph Recto, Agrarian Reform Secretary Conrado Estrella III, and Labor Secretary Francis Tolentino will serve as government caretakers. Back to you in the studio.
Yes, thank you, Harley Valbuena, for that report. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. granted over 1 million pesos each to the families of the 3 students who died in the Tacloban school shooting incident. As the Senate probe on school violence begins, parents of the student victims demand accountability, while lawmakers find that a violent extremist group 764 is influencing students to carry out assaults in schools. Ezra Abad has the story.
Yung bata na yan, nakamatay yan eh. Nakamatay yan. Nakamatay yan ang tao. So ano, ibababahay pag-asa lang yun? Ha?
At the Senate today, emotions ran high as Jenilyn, one of the grieving mothers who lost her child in the Tacloban school shooting, poured out her pain before the Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations and Gender Equality. Jenilyn voiced her frustration and called for reforms, urging lawmakers to lower the age of criminal liability. She demanded for accountability both from the student shooter and the adult gun owner.
Kasi sabi niya nung yung nakabaril sa anak ko, wala daw crime liability. Yung tita niya, lahat, nasa paligid niya, yung mananagot. Maramdaman yung sakit, yung parusa, nakarapat-dapat sa kanila eh. Disiplinahin din sila.
Senator Raffy Tulfo echoed the call and pushed for imprisonment instead of rehabilitation of the underage suspects. He said aside from Bahay Pag-asa, a separate prison facility must be assigned to children who commit heinous crimes.
Na talagang kulungan. May mga selda. Bawat bata pagdating sa gabi, nandun sila sa kanilang selda to make them feel na sila ay nasa facility na para gampanan yung parusa na ipinataw sa kanila, hindi para mag-camping.
The aunt of one of the suspects, alias Nash, appeared at the hearing and explained that her nephew broke into her house and into her locker to obtain the gun.
My locker, it was locked. And my house was locked as well po, ma'am.
Pero yung locker ay plastic locker.
Plastic locker, and my firearm was inside a gun box. The locker was as well locked po.
The aunt, who was part of law enforcement, said that she once took his nephew to the firing range.
Anong reason? Ba't nyo siya dinala sa firing range para turuan na mag-firing? Anong dahilan?
Usually told me that he wanted to be a police officer like me. He looked up on me.
The 14-year-old shooter is currently undergoing intense intervention.
And I will use the word detained. He's now detained in a youth facility.
So how long is he gonna stay there?
For as long as it takes po. For as long as it takes na ma-rehabilitate siya at makitaan namin siya ng positibong pagbabago.
Furthermore, Senator Ontiveros revealed potential links of the school attacks to the violent extremist group known as 764, which they say has been influencing students to carry out assaults in schools.
May mga indikasyon po na ang naganap na pamamaril sa Tacloban ay may impluwensya ng grupong tinatawag na 764. Ano ang 764? Nagsimula ito sa Texas, USA, ng isang 15 years old na ang pangalan ay Bradley Cadenhead.
Yung lumalabas na termino ngayon, yung nihilistic violent extremism, no, to be honest about it. Pero nung nag-umpisa ho tayong tignan, ako po ay kinalabutan dahil itong konsepto na ito ay tinuturuan ng ating mga kabataan maging violente nang wala pong dahilan.
Senate findings also found online exchanges between Nash and a suspected adult groomer known as Sedike Ryazanov. The grooming, Ontiveros highlighted, may have occurred through online video games. On the other hand, over 1 million pesos in financial assistance have been given by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to the families of the victims of the Tacloban school shooting incident. 150,000 pesos each to the families of 3 students killed, while 50,000 pesos was given to each of the 18 students injured. This is apart from the assistance earlier given by the DSWD and DepEd. DepEd, for its part, has ramped up efforts to boost security and safety within schools, as well as stronger coordination with parents and local government. Ezra Abad, IBC News.
A grade 11 student allegedly stabbed 2 classmates inside a national high school in Zamboanga City. Initial reports said that the suspect allegedly acted after experiencing repeated bullying and peer pressure, claiming the victims had been urging him to use marijuana. The injured students were rushed to a hospital, while authorities have launched a full investigation into the incident. Amid the ongoing investigation, the Department of Education expressed deep concern over the incident, saying its immediate priority is the welfare and recovery of the two injured students. The agency also assured the public that child protection measures and psychosocial support will be provided while due process is observed. The Office of the Ombudsman has emphasized that Senator Rodante Marcoleta is not being singled out in the planned filing of plunder charges against him. Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla said he never ordered anyone to target the senator, adding that the case was recommended by an investigation team after reviewing the evidence. The Ombudsman said the plunder complaint will proceed as scheduled this week, maintaining that all public officials must be held accountable when evidence warrants criminal charges.
When the evidence presents itself in front of you, you might as well bring it to court. Lalo na ito yung example na gusto ng tao. Mataas man o mababa, tatamaan sa atin pag mali ang ginawa.
Following the possibility that fewer senators may participate in the proceedings, the issue of the conviction threshold has resurfaced ahead of next week's impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte. House Impeachment Advisor Robert Ace Barbers said the Senate Impeachment Court should determine how the conviction threshold will apply, with one senator detained, another absent, and Marcoleta facing a possible plunder case.
Kasi kapag wala na nga, saan ka naman nakakita ng isang husgado, isang hukom na magde-decide sa isang kasong napakalaki, napaka-importante na hindi naman niya nakita ang ebidensya, hindi niya na-appreciate, it's not going to be a wise decision for a judge to decide on cases that he has not participated in.
Meanwhile, members of the Iglesia ni Cristo gathered today at the EDSA People Power Monument for the second day of their rally as authorities ease traffic restrictions while maintaining tight security. Meanwhile, Malacanang reminded the religious group to ensure that their gathering does not lead to any destabilization efforts. IBC News correspondent Cristal Ramizares has the report.
Unlike yesterday, where around 10,000 people participated, today fewer members of the Iglesia ni Cristo assembled at the EDSA People Power Monument. Traffic was moderate to slow along EDSA White Plains after the MMDA adjusted concrete barriers to make 4 lanes passable at the EDSA northbound lane. A blue bus blocking 3/4 of a lane was also removed.
Pag hindi lalit, then we will talk again with them. Kung ayaw talaga, then that's the time siguro na magkatak tayo.
Motorists were relieved.
Grabe po talaga kasi po tawag doon dito po sa may crossing sa may EDSA. Bali siksikan talaga yung mga daan at saka di gaano nakakaraan kapag malalaking sasakyan.
Maganda naman yung daloy nung namin ngayon, biyahe namin ngayon sa kagabi.
Tonight, the religious group's permit for a third-day rally was revoked. According to the QC-LGU, this is due to the severe difficulties experienced by the general public caused by the rally. The Department of National Defense also assured that the AFP is doing its part to maintain peace and order, with more or less 2,500 security personnel deployed.
There's ongoing coordination with the PNP. AFP ay support lamang sa PNP pangalagaan yung katahimikan.
Meanwhile, the palace is reminding INC members against destabilizers.
Maging maingat din po sila at baka sila ay magamit ng ibang mga tao na ang naisin ay patalsikin ang Pangulo. Dahil alam natin ang INC ay hindi yan ang hinihimok sa taong bayan.
Malacanang also hit back after Senator Amy Marcos's statements against the administration during last night's assembly. Palace Press Officer Claire Castro questioned the senator's silence when former President Rodrigo Duterte admitted to using illegal drugs and when Ghost Flood Control Project surfaced under his watch.
Hindi natin alam kung Senator Amy ay bulag, nagbubulag-bulagan o talagang pinipikit lamang niya ang mata niya sa katotohanan para magamit siya sa paninira sa gobyernong ito. Nakakaawa dahil malamang ay hindi nila alam na sila ay ginagawa lamang mangmang.
The palace says the president will leave any probe of his sister to the NBI. Cristal Ramizares, IBC News.
The Criminal Investigation and Detection Group has forwarded its recommended charges in connection with the death of Rene Baterbonia to the Department of Justice. The recommendation names Ateneo coach Tab Baldwin and 11 others. The recommended charges include violation of the Anti-Hazing Act of 2018, homicide, and reckless imprudence resulting in homicide. The CIDG also introduced the investigators, intelligence officers, and lawyers handling the case to the Baterbonia family. Meanwhile, Rene's parents visited the beach in Dipaculao, Aurora, where he was last seen alive. With grief and love, they remembered their son and reflected on the memories they shared with him.
Tropical Depression Henry maintains its strength while moving away from the landmass. Based on the latest data from Pag-asa, Henry was last located 315 kilometers west of Dagupan City, Pangasinan, packing winds of 45 kilometers per hour and gustiness of 55 kilometers per hour. It is now moving north-northwestward away from Luzon at a speed of 30 kilometers per hour. It is expected to exit the Philippine area of responsibility this evening or tomorrow early morning. Right now, it is bringing cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms over Zambales and Bataan. Meanwhile, southwest monsoon will prevail over the Visayas, bringing cloudy skies with scattered rains. Here in Metro Manila, it will be partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rains due to localized thunderstorms. Coming up next, a new component of the National History Museum has officially opened in Baler, Aurora. Stay tuned. This is 13 News.
Flavors worth craving. Stories made to inspire. Restaurant every Friday at 4 p.m. on IBC 13.
What is the big vision here?
Hard-hitting.
Migration is a choice and not a necessity.
The goal of IOM and the goal of the Marcos government is really to make migration a choice. But is that a realistic aspiration, or is it more of like just a positive spin?
Critical.
How did this affect the people in Bahrain?
An OFW has no job security.
In depth. Catch the Commission on Filipinos Overseas Chairman Dante Kling-An as he uncovers key initiatives shaping public welfare and national development. Chairman's Report, every Friday at 7 p.m.
Sila ang mga hinalal ng taong bayan upang maisulong ang kaunlaran sa bayan at maiangat ang antas ng kabuhayan ng mamamayang Pilipino. Kasama si Miss Cathy Villar, ating kilalanin ang Senado ng Pilipinas tuwing Linggo alas 9:30 ng umaga.
Welcome back to the program. The Iglesia ni Cristo confirmed that they will continue their peaceful rally at the Liwasang Bonifacio in Manila tomorrow after the Quezon City LGU revoked their permit along the White Plains Avenue. Before this, Secretary of the Department of Interior and Local Government, or DILG, Secretary John Vic Remulla, clarified to IBC News that there will be no forced dispersal of INC members. He emphasized the government's commitment to uphold the group's right to protest peacefully. Liwasang Bonifacio is designated as a freedom park, so groups can legally gather without needing to secure a permit. But while a permit is not required, local authorities will still monitor the gatherings.
The Philippines has retained its Tier 1 ranking in the global fight against human trafficking. As the country marks the 2026 National Anti-Trafficking in Persons Awareness Month, the Department of Justice and the Interagency Council Against Trafficking are leading campaigns to strengthen public awareness and enforcement. According to the IACAT's first semester accomplishment report, a total of 455 victims nationwide have received assistance. DOJ Assistant Secretary and IACAT Officer in Charge Michelle Ann Lapuz said the fight against modern-day slavery must continue beyond a month-long campaign.
Trafficking remains one of the most complex crimes of our time. Behind this crime are individuals and organized criminal networks that exploit vulnerability, adapt to emerging technologies, and operate across borders with alarming sophistication.
The Securities and Exchange Commission and Fuse, the lending arm of GCash, signed a memorandum of understanding for the creation of a campaign to promote financial literacy and to strengthen consumer protection. The SEC said the informational campaign will focus on responsible borrowing practices, understanding loan terms and conditions, evaluating repayment capacity, identifying legitimate lenders, and recognizing common red flags associated with illegal lending and financial scams, among others. Meanwhile, starting today, July 1st, all bank transfers, InstaPay and PesoNet transfers done under BPI will be free of charge permanently. There is also no daily limit to the number of free InstaPay transfers. BPI's zero-fee policy is expected to benefit around 9.5 million enrolled users of the BPI app. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP, forecasts inflation to settle within the 6 to 7% range in June. The central bank says that the decline of domestic oil prices along with the lower prices of major food items may temper inflation for the month. It also added that higher electricity rates and vegetable prices may partly offset the downward price pressures. The headline inflation stood at 6.8% in May. The Philippine Statistics Authority is set to release inflation data for the month of June on July 7.
The National Museum of the Philippines has officially opened its newest regional component museum in Baler, Aurora. Inaugurated yesterday, the National Museum of the Philippines, Baler, is the first component museum in Central Luzon, showcasing the province's rich history and culture. It features galleries and exhibitions highlighting Aurora's biodiversity and artistic heritage, along with select works from the National Fine Arts Collection. The museum is open to the public daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Filipina tennis star Alex Ayala will have her redemption era as she faces Australian player Maya Joint in the second round of the Wimbledon Championships. Ayala is looking forward to the rematch after Joint defeated her in a thrilling finale at the 2025 Eastbourne Open. The schedule for the highly anticipated rematch is expected to be announced tomorrow. The Filipina tennis sensation also congratulated her fellow Southeast Asian tennis pals, or sisters, for advancing to the second round of the said tournament. In an Instagram story, Ayala celebrated the success of 2 Thai players and 1 Indonesian player who all advanced to the next round alongside of her. Meanwhile, the comeback of tennis superstar Serena Williams at Wimbledon fell short after she was defeated by Maya Joint. The American legend's first singles match in 4 years ended in a 6-3 and 6-7 or 6-3 defeat. With the loss, a dream matchup between Williams and Alex Ayala will remain a dream. Meanwhile, NBA superstar LeBron James has officially ended his 8-season era with the Los Angeles Lakers. James has informed the Lakers that he will be playing elsewhere next season as he continues his NBA career in the 2026 to 2027 campaign. The Lakers released a statement thanking James for leading the Lakers in winning the 2020 NBA championship title, calling him one of the greatest athletes in history. James responded to the team statement expressing his gratitude for the opportunity to wear the Lakers' iconic purple and gold uniform. As of now, James has yet to announce which team he will join for the 2026 to 2027 NBA season. Up next, U.S. President Donald Trump discloses $1.4 billion in cryptocurrency earnings. Stay tuned. This is 13 News.
U.S. President Donald Trump has reported $1.4 billion in cryptocurrency revenue. Meanwhile, the U.S. Supreme Court has blocked Trump's order limiting birthright citizenship while allowing states to bar transgender girls and women from female sports teams in schools. The Philippines has also extended visa-free entry for Taiwan passport holders. IBC News correspondent CJ Reyes has the details.
U.S. President Donald Trump has disclosed in his 2025 mandatory financial report that he earned more than $1.4 billion from cryptocurrency ventures. These include over $600 million from the Trump meme coin and $500 million from a crypto company linked to his family. Amid criticisms, the White House denied any conflict of interest. Meanwhile, the U.S. Supreme Court has upheld birthright citizenship, blocking Trump's executive order that sought to deny automatic citizenship to children born to undocumented immigrants or those on temporary visas. The court said the 14th Amendment guarantees citizenship to anyone born on U.S. soil, regardless of their parents' immigration or legal status. In response, Trump went to Truth Social, calling the decision too bad for the country, and said he would push for legislation in Congress to address the issue, adding that a constitutional amendment is not necessary. However, constitutional experts maintain that changing birthright citizenship would require an amendment to the U.S. Constitution. The Supreme Court also ruled that Idaho and West Virginia may bar transgender girls and women from competing on female school sports teams, saying eligibility may be based on biological sex to promote safety and competitive fairness. Trump welcomed the decision, calling it a big win. Meanwhile, the Manila Economic and Cultural Office has extended visa-free stay for Taiwan passport holders until July 31. The extension is part of the Philippines' reciprocal arrangement with Taiwan, which also grants visa-free entry to Filipino travelers. The scheme allows visa-free stays of up to 14 days. CJ Reyes, IBC News.
And before we wrap up tonight's newscast, we bring you the results of the PCSO's 9 p.m. lottery draws. For the Grand Lotto 655, the winning numbers are 26, 42, 6, 46, 44, and 32 with a jackpot price of 55,979,823 pesos and 38 centavos. For the Mega Lotto 645, the winning combination is 4, 2, 36, 19, 24, and 17 with a jackpot price of 93,074,075 pesos and 44 centavos. For the 4D Lotto, the winning combination in exact order is 7, 0, 5, and 8. For the 3D Lotto, the winning numbers are 2, 0, and 8. And finally, for the 2D Lotto draw, the winning numbers are 19 and 25. There is no winner for the Mega Lotto 645 and the Grand Lotto 655. Tomorrow, Filipinos across the country will kick off the observance of National Nutrition Month. The month-long observance aims to promote greater awareness and encourage collective action to improve the nutritional status of Filipinos. You may check the official social media accounts of your municipality for nutrition-related programs and activities that you can join.
Also tomorrow, it's World UFO Day. The annual observance aims to raise awareness about unidentified flying objects, or UFOs, while encouraging governments to declassify historical records related to the phenomenon. Did you know, William, there's actually 2 UFO days? This happens to be the second.
Really?
On July 2, yes.
That's amazing. Actually, when I was a kid, I was always amazed by UFOs because, you know, they're in between. It's like urban legend, right?
Right?
Yeah. Okay, and those were the latest from the IBC Newsroom this evening.
We'll continue to monitor the stories that matter and give you updates as they develop. I'm Angela C.
And I'm William Thio. This is 30 News. Thank you for watching. Good night, everyone.